Bravo to the US Under-20s. Atlanta's wunderkind makes his MLS debut. The all-new Antoine Griezmann transfer gossip rating scale. The Disneyfication of Portsmouth Football Club, and how Leonardo Bonucci made his eldest son cry. Good morning, I'm Darryl Grove and you're listening to The Goalmouth. It's Tuesday, May 23rd, so happy birthday to West Ham's Italian defender Angelo Ogbonna and occasional US national team photographer Drew Carey. First, let's make like David Bowie and get you updated on the activities of young Americans. In the early hours of Monday morning, the US Under-20s drew 3-3 with Ecuador in their opening game at the U20 World Cup in South Korea. Fulham's Luca de la Torre got the late equaliser for the United States, but it was 17-year-old Josh Sargent who got everyone's attention, playing up a couple of age groups but still scoring a couple of goals. The game was also notable for a world-class goalkeeping error from Jonathan Klinsmann, which probably didn't make the watching Jurgen Klinsmann particularly proud, but did warm the heart of his real dad, Claudio Bravo. Read today's Goalmouth email to see for yourself. Next up, the U20s face Senegal this Thursday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern. The game will be on Fox Sports 1 and Telemundo. If you really care about the future of the US national team, two other things happened this past weekend. 16-year-old Andrew Carlton finally made his professional debut for Atlanta United in Major League Soccer, getting 4 minutes at the end of the 4-1 win over Houston and looking very lively while doing so. Meanwhile, the 18-year-old midfielder Weston McKennie made his Bundesliga debut for Schalke, getting 13 minutes against Ingolstadt. If you haven't heard of these guys before, write down their names now, because you're going to be hearing a lot more about them in the next decade or so. If you're more interested in the big names of the present, then how about we talk some Antoine Griezmann? Since the French striker's long-rumoured £85 million move from Atletico Madrid to Man United is the transfer gossip of the summer so far. And when asked on French TV to rate the likelihood of his move happening, Griezmann settled on 6 out of 10, which I'm pretty sure means 6 out of 10. Inspired by the new Griezmann system, let's rate the rest of today's transfer gossip. Spanish magazine Don Balance says PSG are ready to bid for Real Madrid's James Rodriguez. This feels right to me because the Man United rumour felt wrong. Make James the main man in Paris and pay him handsomely and great things will happen. I'm giving this 8 out of 10. Spurs right back Kyle Walker is apparently wanted by Manchester City, Bayern Munich and Chelsea, and he wants to leave. Seems he's definitely leaving, just not sure which of the three teams he's going to. So let's say 3.333 recurring out of 10 on the Griezmann scale. Chelsea are talking to Monaco about 22-year-old Timu Bakayoko, who recently trampled all over Manchester City in the Champions League. I want to rate this a strong 7 out of 10, but Nemanja Matic disagrees, saying negative 10 out of 10, and he'll fight anyone who suggests his starting spot at Stamford Bridge is in danger. For more transfer gossip, click anywhere on the internet. Today's show is sponsored by soccerpro.com. They've got cleats, they've got jerseys, they've got soccer balls, they've got shin guards, whatever you need. And you can use the discount code GOALMOUTH19 for a 10% discount on anything in the Soccer Pro store. The link is in the show notes and in today's email. Just please don't use it on a Griezmann Atletico jersey. Those are about to be heavily discounted. Probably. In news that took me by surprise, the Portsmouth Supporters Trust has voted to sell its 48.5% shares in Portsmouth FC to, wait for it, former Walt Disney CEO Michael Eisner. That's it, the former Premier League team have had a rough few years, with financial calamities, administration, dropping down to League 2. They were promoted back to League 1 this past season, so maybe this is the beginning of a comeback. You'll notice that I haven't made any Disney-themed wisecracks. That's because I'm far too good for that sort of thing. You wouldn't catch me saying things like Portsmouth are a sleeping beauty of a team who got tangled up in relegation and even had their assets frozen. I wouldn't even say that the whole thing was enough to make a lad insane. Would I Lion King to you? Pinocchio, I would not. Let's just hope Michael Eisner is the right Mulan for the job and that Pompeii fans will soon be back in Fantasia. My apologies for everything that just happened. But seriously, well done to Portsmouth fans for taking control of their club and finding a buyout that they agree on, and, ironically, preventing Portsmouth from becoming a Mickey Mouse club. And finally, Juventus defender Leonardo Bonucci's eldest son, Lorenzo, was spotted crying on Sunday during Juve's title celebrations. Why? Because Lorenzo is a Torino FC fan and his dad made him wear a Juve jersey. Proof that no matter how cool or impressive your dad actually is, you'll still find a way to rebel, especially if all your friends at school support Torino. And even if it means watching a team finish mid-table in Serie A for the rest of your life instead of lifting the title. But it's not all bad for Bonucci Sr. Youngest son Matteo is a proper Juve fan and was more than happy to have a Scudetto medal placed around his neck. That's all the news you're getting from me. George will be with you tomorrow, so I'll leave you with today's Goalmouth top tip. No matter what you accomplish, don't ever expect your children to be impressed. Because one day, even Leo Messi's kids are going to ask him, "What did you win with Argentina?"